Also, make sure cell phones on silent.
Did you already do that? Did you already? No, mine's on vibrate.
Yeah, it's on. It's good. Thank you so much. Moving on up.
Okay, pronounce your name one more time.
Tenci.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's easy.
Yeah.
Soul.
Expression.
Brother Soul.
Soul, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I was like,
Thank you so much to our lovely engineer for providing this beautiful tripod. How are you doing? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Oh, hi everybody. Sorry, I didn't even know.
Surprise
Hey.
attack. Ain't even know.
It's a beautiful day.
NDIRE is one of his favorites.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm an NDRE
Oh, she
fan.
is my favorite.
So
Yeah,
she's my
is.
intro and outro.
You met her?
And I love
You said,
her.
what'd you say?
She's my intro and my outro song.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Just meant to be.
Alright, here we go.
All right, all right.
Chill.
You're tuned into KZI 88.7 FM Thursday morning on the wake up call with yours truly, Miss Austin. It is a beautiful day. You know, the weather is nice. I'm not complaining this morning. I know we had some hot weather in July, but you know, I can't complain about the weather every morning, every month of the year. So I'm going to take this day off. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Thursday morning. I heard that the little people are back in school or going back to school next week. We got some, I saw on social media, there's a lot of those photos out there. So to all the parents out there, you know, we're crossing fingers that this is a good school year and that everything goes well. You know, my little one, I have, you know, I know that we have some special guests in the studio this morning. They don't know. I have lots of little ones, but my first little one is going to kindergarten. So I'm so excited. So you gotta go hear me next week. I mean, you'll hear someone. You might hear me, but you're not gonna see me next week because we're gonna take him to school for the first time. And so, you know, our thoughts and prayers are out there to all the little people out there that are going to be making a difference in our world. Hopefully we've set you up for success and we will continue to fight for that. The call number here, 512-836-2887. We've got a really cool show this morning. You know, there's so much negativity. And, you know, on this show we talk about a lot of politics all the time, all day. And it can just bring you down. But we have some wonderful people in the studio. Tenci and Xprsn from Ufulu Child are in the studio this morning.
Good day.
And they're going to be bringing to us, there's a wonderful event that's happening on Sunday. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. But more so, some of the things that we can do to help just heal ourselves and bring wholeness and wellness to ourselves. And I think this is very necessary because especially in a world where there's so much chaos going on and there's so many dynamics, especially internally. A lot of people are not taking a time to reflect, get the help and support that they need to be whole and complete people, which we all need you to do. So the call number here, 512-836-287, and also they have some wonderful tickets to give away to some lovely folks.
Wonderful tickets.
A pair of tickets, so you can, you know, get your wholeness and wellness on before the school year starts. So we're going to be doing that. We'll do that. We'll give that to the third caller. The third caller for the show this morning will be the recipient of those wonderful tickets. The call number here, 512-836-2887. Before we get into the conversation, I want to let you know what else is going on in the community. There's an ambassador volunteer program that is available to folks that want to be a part of the Austin Airport. So essentially, this program provides excellent customer service to airport passengers and visitors regarding the airport. You have the opportunity to be one of these ambassadors and provide this wonderful service. You can do so by visiting the website, which is austintexas.gov/department/airport-volunteer-program. Or you can contact volunteer ATABIA at austintexas.gov. You can call them at 512-530-6302. But wonderful opportunity for you to be involved in that and engaged in that. And if you have an event that is near and dear to the public and available for us, you can contact me at Miss Austin at KZIFM.org, and I'll give you a pitch at the top of the hour. As I always say, if we don't know, we can't grow, so give us an opportunity to be a part of our community. And, so y'all gonna hear this a lot. This is like the birthday month for like my family. And fortunately for them, I have the privilege of being on the air, so I get to say happy birthday to everyone. We got people calling already for the tickets. Well, this is caller number 2, so so unfortunately you're not the winner. But we already got people calling for these tickets. I'm glad. I'm hope alive. Right. But I'm gonna say happy birthday. I think that the next birthday coming up, I have an aunt, and I think it's a cousin. So on the 12th, Aunt Barbara is coming up, and then the 14th, I have a niece Natasha. I think we take up all August, so happy birthday, August. August birthdays. KZI's birthday's in August. My birthday's in August. Y'all gonna be celebrating all month long with us. KZI. The call number here, 512-836-2887. Also, what's going on in the news? We've been talking a lot about the immigrant families that have been separated. Their families have been separated, and 2 weeks ago, a federal judge was praising the Trump administration for its efforts in meeting those court-ordered deadlines. But some of the parents are saying that they're still being held in prisons and not able to retrieve their children. They don't know where they are. So it's really interesting. We're still kind of following this story of, is reunification really happening, and what is the administration doing to ensure that these children get back to their rightful parents before even being deported. I've heard stories of people being deported and their children still here in the United States. So we want to just kind of track, see what's going on with that. Also, there's a lot of fires in California still happening. 3 Round Rock firefighters are headed to California to battle those wildfires. Round Rock firefighter Captain Jason Redford, Lieutenant Luke Clark, and driver Stephen Puckett flew out of a commercial plane on Wednesday, headed to Los Angeles area. They're part of a program that dispatches firefighters in case of major emergencies. So our thoughts are definitely with those folks out there. I've even heard of prisoners getting paid like $2 to fight these fires, and they're putting their lives on the line. I absolutely think that in this age of technology and information, it's crazy that we still have wildfires like taking out whole areas. I'm a little concerned about that, and I think that there's some theory out there about what's going on with that, but I think it's absolutely crazy. Like every year we've got to talk about wildfires just randomly happening, and almost whole cities are ablaze. We gotta look into definitely changing that. But our thoughts are with these firefighters and the many folks that are putting their lives at risk out there to help protect and keep the public safe. The call number here, 512-836-2887. We have a caller on the air before we go to break. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Maybe you're not on the air. Good morning. Well, we're so grateful. I mean, so as soon as we said we had some tickets, them tickets are gone.
Oh, Freedom Night 2018.
So what that speaks to me is that there are a lot of people that need wholeness and need to be complete in their lives, and they're looking forward for the opportunity to do that with you too. So really grateful for that. The caller number here, 512-836-2887. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure you got those tickets this morning.
On it today.
Well, we will not deny you. We will not deny you. So I believe our lovely engineer, Pastor Emmanuel, has your information. So we'll email you the code to retain your tickets for Sunday's event.
And we'll see you Sunday.
Absolutely. Just, feel free to be. It's about you.
That's awesome. Well, you have a blessed one.
Blessings.
So, we're going to go to a break, but we have Tenci and Soul Xprsn in the studio this morning from Ufulu Child. Going to be talking about wonderful ways of how we can build wholeness and wellness in our lives, and we'll be talking about that with them right after this break. All right. So I did pull off some of the the discussion topics, and I think the ones that I wanted to talk about were bridging the gap between art and wellness can save humanity. I thought that was really a unique topic, and then I also wanted to talk about let's see, the one about how to heal from disease naturally. I think that's really cool. And then how to embrace freedom with no form. So I thought those were really cool topics, and I wanted to get into it.
That last one is my favorite.
Okay, cool.
The
give
second
you,
one is my personal.
Oh,
that's mine.
That's her territory.
Okay, well, we're all good.
All of them.
But those are the three that I thought were kind of like really cool and that the audience would really want to connect to. And kind of to give them a well-rounded understanding of the event that's happening on Sunday. Also, want to make sure to get some details about Sunday's event out there. So, website, phone number, email address, all that good stuff.
Right
but before that, we'll talk about you two and how you came up with this concept. Okay? So I know it, but I want you to speak to it. I'm actually glad you guys have a media kit. I appreciate that. Some people have me researching, and I'm like, me and Google are best friends.
But it could be a little stressful before a show.
Would you say
it's a little stressful? You gotta find everything.
Well, yeah, it's like, I've done it for 9 years now, so I'm used to it, but it's always nice when people are kind of give you some information. So you have like something to build the show on instead of just being like, so,
no
who
card.
Are you? This is your show. Who are you? I'm like, okay, I kind of can understand ideas around this subject. Okay, so let me highlight those so I can make sure I remember.
I appreciate you.
Aww.
Just saying.
No problem.
Insert.
Well,
that's what that is.
Kenneth Thompson's really awesome person, and so he's always, we're always, down to help each other out and stuff, so I'm just glad I got a chance to hang out, and, it's cool. It's a cool topic, and it's I think it's needed, you know what I mean? We had, last month, we had craziness of politics, we had people having suicidal, issues, and so I've been trying to find something that's a little bit different, approach. Yeah, because I hate talking about doom and gloom all the time. Sometimes it's annoying to me. I love politics, it's my passion, but sometimes it's just it's overwhelming, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I like to kind of infuse some hope and some self-reflection, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Of course it
Better to hold on to hope than politics these days.
Right, but I always remember that politics is about people. And, we can't leave that essence of humanity out of it. And so sometimes it's hard, and media, everyone will drive us away from that, but we have to kind of come back to it's all about people. We elect people to represent people, to reflect the needs of people. So it all kind of connects.
And with people, it's about the person and their humanness and their healing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on the air, right? Yes, sir. All right, we're back on the wake-up call. KAZI 88.7 FM. In the studio this morning, I have the wonderful folks from the organization Ufulu Child. Ufulu Child. So we have Tenci and Soul Xprsn in the studio. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Great rising.
Thank you so much for coming in this early. I always tell my guests, it's super early in the morning. They actually beat me to the studio, y'all, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
That's okay.
So, but I really appreciate it. You both being here. So, tell us about this organization, where it started. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So Ufulu actually means freedom.
Okay.
In an African dialect called Nyanjan, and the concept Ufulu Child, we knew that we wanted to have some type of child in the name of our organization, of our
And that's
movement.
to speak of the inner child within each and every one of us. And we started here in Austin. We were both performing separately as solo artists.
Right.
We started as, of course, musicians, singer, rapper, and we met. We fell in love. We decided to base a brand, a business, a community on freedom. So that's where Freedom Child kind of sprouted out of.
Yeah. So our whole foundation.
2016.
Yeah. So our whole foundation is based on not only, let's say, seeking, but also recognizing, realizing the freedom that you're born into.
And why do you both think this is so important, especially now in 2018?
Because we are prone to think that we are bound by so many things that, let's say, get us down every day. Like you said, there's a lot of news when it pertains to politics that just, if you focus too hard on it, you might feel a little down every day.
You might get sick or something.
Yeah, and then the financial struggles of today are climbing in a lot of areas, and so the freedom that comes from the inside out, that you don't, let's say, pull into yourself, must be a part of your foundation, if your foundation is going to be strong. Yeah.
I mean, and I definitely hear within all of this is that you understanding yourself and knowing yourself, and I think that a lot of times, especially some of the topics that we discuss here, speaking on politics and social justice and all those things, oftentimes it correlates with people not truly understanding themselves and reflecting what they're bound to some degree.
The root of all wellness, the root of all happiness, freedom is always going to come from within, and the root of all love that is felt has to start within first before others can truly show you love and really express that to you.
Or you can show it to others.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So, so there is going to be an event. So, because we always run out of time on the show, we chit chatting and then be like, here's 20 seconds of what So, we kind of want to talk a little bit about. There's this event that's happening. Tell us a little bit about Sunday Fun Day.
Yes. Okay. So, Ufulu Child presents Freedom Night 2018 is happening this Sunday from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Gatsby, which is off of 6th Street downtown. You know. There will be live music, live painting. There will be massages on site, so if you would like a free massage, you know where to be. Also, plant-based food, so it's real foods that will not only nourish your taste buds, but will nourish your body, mind, and soul. As well as many other things.
Yeah, we got poetry, storytelling.
Some time for introspection.
Yeah, multiple genres of music. We have a film screening by a local Austin artist. And like she said, live painting. We got 3 live painting artists. I mean, it's gonna be very, very, very great. And it's not just entertainment. Like we've been saying the whole time, it's even this event is rooted in bringing the community together to recognize their own freedom.
There will be vendors on site, everything from African head wraps to jewelry and little doodling pieces, crafts, works of art, and everything. Every person that's involved, all the volunteers, everyone comes with an understanding that everything is rooted in healing and rooted in uplifting yourself first and thereby the community. So it's about connection. Throughout the whole night, we're encouraging people to connect. To connect is not often that we actually get to, especially at a concert.
This is true. This is true. You kind of come in and then you kind of leave.
You do a little dance, yeah, and then you go.
Right. So what? Can you speak a little bit more about what is this healing that people should expect to receive from it? What are the things, or conceptually, what is expected when you speak in terms of healing and coming to an event?
You know, the most interesting thing about healing that I've come to learn, or that, let's say, took me by surprise, is one day I noticed that when you take a medicine, let's say, to heal from a headache or something like that, that it happens sort of, I like to put it from the inside out. The body heals itself, the mind also heals itself, the emotions through time also heal themselves. And so all healing doesn't happen from the outside in, but instead happens from the inside out. And so the important piece for us that, you know, as when it comes to our events and our message and our movements, is to be able to tap into that within that brings the healing out, and that is, let's say, always healed. That piece of you that is never going to be damaged.
Yeah, rocking the storm.
Yeah, rocking the storm.
And exactly. The tagline for not only the event but Ufulu Child as a whole is feel free to be. So every moment of this event, especially whether it's a dance break or we're going out into the audience and asking people what their dreams are, or whatever it is, it's about encouraging. It's about, so we'll be lighting incense, we'll be burning sage, and it is just a space, a safe space to foster your inner freedom, however you define that for yourself. So,
you know, at a lot of concerts, sometimes I used to go to a lot of concerts, and they would say, you know, give yourselves a hand for coming out to that Freedom Night. You can give yourself a hand for recognizing something within yourself that you can really hold on to, that's reliable.
I hear you. The call number here, 512-836-2887. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Oh, can you please turn your radio down as well, because we can hear it in the background. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good day, love.
That's a very valid point. Thank you so much for bringing that to the table.
We will definitely see if we can arrange an interpreter for the deaf on site during Freedom Night 2018. We'll see what can be done. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you so much for that. Moving forward, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Blessings to you.
Absolutely. And we love you.
We love you. Thank you.
This morning we have Ufulu Child, Tenci, and Soul Expression in the studio this morning talking about Freedom Nights that's happening this Sunday, and the wonderful things that are going to be discussed. You know, it's about creating your own well-being, defining your own destiny, live for freedom, and feel free to be free is the tagline, as you so stated, Tenci. So there are, this organization I think is really wonderful, and there are a lot of other topics that you guys bring up. There's a few that I kind of wanted to discuss this morning. Talking about art and wellness saving humanity. I thought this was really cool. So kind of break that down for us.
So with the arts, oftentimes we think of it as in terms of, say, you're going to a theatrical performance or a concert, or you're going dancing or seeing some live art, maybe a museum. Or we might think of it in terms of nightlife. And as far as wellness, oftentimes you might think of or envision the person that's saying Om, sitting down all day, meditating, doing yoga in solitude, but kind of detached from everyday life. And with Freedom Night, we are bringing it all together because oftentimes there's a stigma for one or the other, and people get ostracized. And this is to make it more accessible for everyone and let them know that true healing really does start when you embrace both sides of yourself and of arts and wellness. So whether that's you expressing yourself creatively, or if it is you in developing and implementing a holistic practice and lifestyle. Yeah.
And it's interesting. A lot of times people, I think even including myself, I have to sometimes remind myself that it's okay to rest and it's okay to create balance in my life, and it's not okay mandatory. To fill up time. You know what I mean? But sometimes appreciate it. So, even if it's like on a drive or something, sometimes I'm like, let's take a step back from just being on the phone at every stop, and because we don't drive and text.
No.
Oh no. Never.
Be safe out there.
So but just take a time to reflect or turn off the music, and just sit in silence to some degree. There's a lot of different ways in which you can create those places and spaces in your daily life without necessarily becoming a yogi tomorrow. If that makes sense.
Another way a funny little way you can think about Freedom Night is with those two examples of the man on the mountain that's sitting by himself chanting Om, and the people that get lit. There's a way at Freedom Night that kind of brings together a way to show the person on the mountain that being lit with people is quite meditative, and then showing the people that like to, party all the time, that being meditative is quite lit.
Indeed.
Very unique. Very unique. Awesome. And then also about, speaking of healing, I think that especially in communities of color, we don't talk about natural ways of healing. In fact, it's often like, first of all, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, they don't have any idea what you're talking about, but we don't take the time to invest in natural ways of healing. So speak a little bit about how you've created that with Ufulu Child.
So we have a program called the Kemetic EIO program that is Kemetic Experiential Introspective Optimization, and that is our wellness program. And where that came from was basically my mother had type 2 diabetes and cancer, and so we were scrambling because we didn't have any money to pay for any treatments and any surgeries.
And it's expensive.
Exactly, and all that we've been told are either that there's no way, or you have to go through radiation therapy or chemotherapy in order to heal. And insurance companies don't really give you too much for holistic means of treating yourself. No. So we did a whole lot of research, and we had a campaign on GoFundMe where we raised like over $15,000 for her surgery, and we were just like, we got to make this happen. So
and what happened is, long story short, her mom ended up beating the cancer and reversing her diabetes
Absolutely.
with a holistic regimen.
And this holistic regimen employs certain elements of what we have within the program. So that's everything from self-reflection, knowing thyself, really getting to the root of who you are at the root. When everything else falls away, what's still there to pull you through? And then, of course, like plant-based eating, so focusing on non-processed, alkaline foods, mainly raw, live foods that are living. Also, medicinal herb teas that you can find on like Amazon or like the Herb Bar here in Austin, etc. Also, of course, meditation. And separate from that, there's also Kemetic yoga within this program.
Okay.
Kemet is another name for
Ancient
Africa.
Egypt.
Also, specifically often referred to ancient Egypt, that aspect of Africa. So, like those things you see on the pyramid walls, that's where yoga came from. People don't know it came from Africa, but it did well before it got to India.
Wow.
So it's really about the root. It's about the root.
Yeah.
And we take these elements, put them together, simplify it so that we can have your body in a state of cleansing and fasting or whatever we do, just so that it can begin to break down whatever has been done to it and get to the healing on its own without needing medications or surgeries or all that extra necessarily.
And we follow up to aid you in acclimatizing yourself to the new.
It's one-on-one, and it's like you can reach out any time of the day. Doesn't matter what your question is.
Okay.
We will find resources if we don't know, because not everybody knows everything, and you have to find your way of listening to yourself, because nobody can tell you what's best for you. You have to. That's like the most healing thing. You need to be your savior in that way of listening within, learning yourself on the deepest levels, and you will know without a doubt what to do at any time.
The call number. Oh, go ahead.
Listening to source energy, God energy, whatever you want to call it.
512-836-2887 is the number to call. 512-836-2887. You know, speaking on that, it's very true that oftentimes, and I've heard this, people say like, I don't know my body. You know, I don't know. You know, the human body is very intricate, but it's very powerful to some degree, and people just don't realize, you know, the resource they have within themselves. Oftentimes it's like, okay, well, I'm just automatically going to default to external resources. And I think now, you know, I don't have claim for everything, but I feel like even now, as an adult, it seems like there is a drug for everything. Like I didn't even know that there was restless leg syndrome. And I remember listening to the commercials, and I said, people have issues with their legs not resting?
Well, you know,
I mean, like, we have a drug for everything.
Overdiagnosis is a thing.
Speak that.
Oh, my goodness.
And marketing
It's
is
crazy.
a thing. Marketing is a thing.
It's really out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like at night you can hear a drug commercial like every other, you know, every other commercial. I'm like, well, no, I'm listening to you. You know, like, I'm not asleep. That's a problem? 512-836-2887 is the number to call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good day.
Good morning. Caller, you're on the air. All right, give us a call back. 512-836-2887. Maybe you need a drug to... No, just kidding.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, I mean, it's astounding how many medicines, and then, you know, you take one medicine to counteract another medicine.
They treat the symptoms, not the cause.
But then also, people's mindset. If you tell someone, you know, you don't have to take medicine anymore, you need to change your diet and just manage your diet. Well, I can't do that.
That needs to take place in order for that to be digested.
Right, absolutely. 512-836-2887 is the number to call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning. We're working on it. Good morning.
I was wondering if you could provide the information, the website. You said there's a phone number to contact you. And also, maybe I got on the radio a little late. I wanted to know the location of your Freedom Night on Sunday.
Awesome.
All right, we'll go ahead and let them answer that. Thank you so much for calling.
So
You have a blessed one.
to answer the last one first, Freedom Night 2018 will be taking place at the Gatsby, which is at 708 East 6th Street, Austin, Texas. So that's the address, and it's right next to a parking lot for convenience downtown.
Yeah, right next, touching the parking lot.
Yes. And then as far as finding more information about Ufulu Child, Freedom Night, a wellness program, etc., you can go to our website, which is ufuluchild.com. That is UFULUchild.com.
And so there's definitely lots of information. Is this open to the public, children, family friendly?
Oh,
Everything.
So Freedom Night is 21 and up because the venue is a bar venue.
Okay.
But everything else that we do is open to the public.
Yeah.
Ages not a thing.
Okay, awesome. The call number here, 512-836-2887. And so one of the other topics that I wanted to bring up is embracing your freedom with no form. I think this is really intriguing. We're talking about challenges and transitions, but speak a little bit about that and how that is reflective in people's lives.
I read one of the quotes on one of the biblical pictures out there in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And it was saying from Genesis, I believe, it was saying God made man out of the dirt and then breathed into the nostrils the breath of life. Then man became a living being.
Mm-hmm.
So the body, you are not this flesh, right? You when you look at your hand, I'm looking at my hand, but my hand is not looking at me.
This is true.
Right? And so something in you is directly operated by and connected to the source of all existence itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that can never be sick, can never be depressed, can never be disturbed at all, uncomfortable, bored. That is unchanging. And amongst all of this chaos, if you are able to recognize that,
Mm-hmm.
then you can exude the energy of the unchanging and of that even before primordial energy,
The timeless
source itself, and from that, beings around you will be like, I just love being around this person. I can be around this person.
Peaceful. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
and
so good.
and they will be at peace, and you will be at peace, and so and that's directly tied into not only the formlessness but the freedom itself that we speak of, because you are free from the mental back and forth that comes with when you're involved with the changeful.
Gotcha.
And another way of interpreting freedom without form on the personal level
Mhm.
is, in short, like living your truth and letting the doubts, the thoughts that say, oh, I can't, or oh no, if I do this, then what will such and such think, or how will I be able to support blah 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 if whoop de whoop don't happen.
Right.
That is all
Self-doubt.
yes.
Yeah. So pay attention and upgrade your character from the inside out, not your reputation from the outside in, because your character is who you are. Your
Well, I hope my
reputation
children are
is who
listening
people
because I always
think
tell
you
them
are.
about their character.
Yeah.
So I hope you're tuning in, children, when I say I want you to have good character. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And it's not something of with all of this. It's not adding something to yourself. Instead, it's peeling away what's not you.
Absolutely. Calling over here, 512-836-2887. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. Freedom Night 2018, Sunday.
This Sunday.
August 12th,
Mhm.
from 6 to 10 p.m. here in Austin, Texas, at the Gatsby
On 6th Street.
And it's 21 and up, $7, and you can get your tickets online as well as at the door. But if you get them online in advance, you automatically enter to get some awesome raffle prizes. Of course.
You have a blessed one. The call number here, 512-836-2887. 512-836-2887. We've got to take a quick break. We're speaking with Tenci and Soul Expression for Ufulu Child. We'll be talking to them right after the break.
Blessings. Free your mind. And we go.
Shout out to everybody on Facebook Live.
How y'all doing? Oh, hey Veronica. Okay.
Right, good.
Got friends.
Yep, my boy
Oh,
and
hey,
Shell
Shell.
Lewis.
Good morning.
So, I think that's my cousin.
That's awesome. Hope y'all are doing great.
That's awesome. So good show. So we're going to talk a little bit about the event that's happening again.
Mhm.
And also I wanted to get back to why this is important. What's the value of creating wholeness and wellness, defining your own destiny, kind of reaching back to the main points of your events. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll probably have like another caller, and then we'll be done.
Yeah,
It's over. It happens so fast.
It really brings the community together. Events like Freedom Night. It's we aim to when you leave, you don't leave, right? You carry the energy of Freedom Night with you into the next week.
And what made you guys think of Freedom Night? Is this the first year?
Second annual.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thought behind we need to have a whole event around this?
A calling from the inside out.
Cool.
We literally we
This would be so beautiful. I've
Mhm.
never been to a space that's like this, and I would love to have been able to get exposed to a space like this.
yeah.
So we just created a space.
Cool. Okay. That's really
You know when you look for something and you don't find it and then you make it
Within
yourself.
Yeah. That's because it's there
Then you-
inside of you.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I always talk about that when people are like, what are you supposed to do about this? What do you think? And I'm like, what I think is what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If it's driving you, that means that you have some solution from within to help us as a community. So, don't look for anybody else. You're your own savior.
Excuse me twice. Okay. Glad that was during the commercial.
Amen. I feel like they're very comfortable and relaxed in here. It's a very relaxing space.
Digestion.
It happens.
It's important.
It's also
for
the
healing.
morning, we ain't eat yet.
Oh, that's true. I know. So I've been trying to. This Pastor Emmanuel is so good with health.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to bring a piece of fruit and eat it on the way
Mhm.
because it's true. You're starving.
Mhm.
I'm like, hi, it's so great. I can't wait to eat breakfast. Gotta go. You know what I mean? So it kind of helps me to, be a little bit more level-headed on the show
I
instead
get
of
that.
thinking about how hungry I am.
Oh, so I'm sorry to bring that up. My bad. No, I'm just
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
That's why I bring my yogurt, my apple, and my granola.
Okay.
'Cause I'm here at 5 in the morning, so I
Mhm.
gotta stay fueled up. Well, actually, I get it before 5.
At 5 in the morning, I'm drinking water, and I tend not to eat anything before 11 a.m.
Are you like, is like the intermittent?
That's just
fasting?
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly
the
what that
natural way your body gets to eliminate, assimilate, and digest whatever you consume.
Just help a whole world of people. just roll from back from the table. Everybody, come on, let's practice.
We had to look in
Push
all
back.
of this.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Had to look in all of this.
All right, we're about to come back on.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, we actually on 7:49 in the capital city. If you're on your drive to work or school this morning, hopefully almost there. We don't want you to be late. Call in number here 512-836-2887. So I was talking with Soul Xprsn and Tenci on the break about getting back to the purpose and the value. This is the second annual, correct? Freedom
Yes.
Night, and what essentially was the goal behind putting this event together for the community.
Well, for the community, that was the goal. We love Austin. Neither of us are, let's say, Austinites, meaning like born here. Originally, I'm from Delaware. Originally, she's from Houston.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
You're probably the first Delawarean.
Delaware?
well,
Yeah.
we make history at KAZI. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
You know, shout out. But so what I said to you during the break, when you look around for something, you don't find it, and then you create it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me and Tenci, we fell in love with the idea of an event that would be based, first of all, on the foundation of freedom,
And healing.
and then that would bring healing through artistic and like with the plant-based food and the live paint that will not only be meditative but inspiring. And so to bring that together and to bring it together in a way that when you leave Freedom Night, you leave with the energy. Freedom Night doesn't leave you. And so that was kind of the goal.
And a closer knowing or better understanding of yourself.
Well, I definitely like some of your taglines about creating your own well-being. With that statement in itself, and define your own destiny, live for your freedom. It's about taking self-responsibility, I think. And I like that element about it because oftentimes when especially the topics we discuss on the show, it's always who did what, instead of, reflecting on what do I have control over and what have I given power away in my life, and sometimes people don't realize how many times we have
in
just
a day.
right.
Well, and how powerful you are.
Indeed.
By yourself.
As
Right.
is.
As is. You are enough. Tenci says this all the time on our Move Mondays Facebook Live show, is you are enough. And that's just not, it's not just you are enough for today. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow is the same truth.
Right. And I really think that if people understood this about themselves, they would understand their value in the world. Because, I just, logically speaking, don't believe that this world full of people, we were all created to not be here for a purpose and for a reason. And sometimes we lose sight of that because we don't understand ourselves. And we've given that the power of who we are away to so many things and so many people.
I believe that the root of it, of course, is coming back to your own self. And you realize in doing so that, a lot of things that you thought were important become irrelevant.
Absolutely.
And the focus is on you, 100%. So you're able to grow in ways you never could have before. Able to see different perspectives and connect with people you never thought you would have. Reach further and know that you are everything that you see and well beyond that.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful.
Yeah, the world around you is a reflection of the world within you.
It is you.
All day long.
So Tenci's been sitting next to me, and every time she speaks, it's like a glass of peace. It's just.
Would you like some peace?
Yeah.
Makes you feel like a raindrop that fell into the ocean and just, I'm just.
Well, now we know why you married her, because
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, that just sounds so great. Close the show on that point right there. Well, I want to thank you both for coming to the studio this morning and sharing with our audience about this wonderful event on Sunday. On Sunday, hopefully we will definitely see the folks out there. And as one of the callers said, there's plenty of opportunities to be connected to Ufulu Child even after Freedom Night.
Oh yes. Every Monday we do a wellness Q&A show just live on Facebook.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. On Mondays. Yeah. Called Move Monday. So with anybody that has any wellness questions, and that means any area of your life, they can freely ask. I will freely answer. It's very impromptu. It's not planned.
We don't script our Move Mondays episodes.
Awesome.
It's
if you need to help pushing away from the table, as I said, I made a joke about it because I was like, if we really just had better health, just step away. Just step away. We're practicing pushing away, and I'm talking about how hungry we are for breakfast. So, with that being said, I want to thank everyone for calling in, tuning in, and sharing your voice this morning. And I want to leave you with this quote from LeBron James. He says, "I think team first. It allows me to succeed. It allows my team to succeed." I hope you have a wonderful, successful Thursday morning, and we'll be talking to you same time, same place on the Wake Up Call.
Be encouraged.
Freedom Night 2018.
All right.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Back when I had a little. See y'all Facebook Live. Hey, one more time.
We love you, and we want to thank
Miss Austin.
Thank y'all.
Oh, see, I'm doing the most.